Came from the projects wanting more. All-nighters trapping in front of the corner store. Bitch, you's irrelevant. You don't even matter. I splatter your brains like them cats that stink gather. That's how these females get, man. Weak. What? What? You gonna cry now?
It's the Sports Shop back for another edition. Broad and Stenton Forte Hair Salon. We got the usual suspects minus Jeff, but a very special guest, New Jersey's finest. That's right, rapper, actor, Big Ooh in the chair. It's a pleasure, brother. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, no doubt. So you got a lot going on, from the screen to what you're putting out music-wise. Let's start with the music first and foremost. What's next for Big Ooh right now?
Well, I just released a project called 10 Toes Down 3. That's out right now. I'm getting ready to shoot a couple visuals for that this summer. I got another project I'm working on with my man officially Curtis called The Language. He's an R&B artist. We're doing like a best of both worlds type thing. We're gonna drop that this summer, and just working, man. Just staying consistent. Just keep giving them visuals, keep giving them content. You know, the attention span is so short. You got to keep giving it to them now. So just trying to stay consistent. You know what I mean?
Has that changed, I'm sure, over time, right? Because back in the day, you put a single out that could sit for a minute.
Right.
And it just builds and builds, and then you can make a tour
Right.
and make money off that one single.
Right. You know, back in the day, they would drop an album. You might not hear from your favorite artist for 2-3 years. Now it's like people dropping 2 albums in the same year. So it's just, change with the times. Just make sure it's still quality. You know what I mean? So.
What's the scene been like as far as the change and, as it evolves, keeping to your own form, but also adapting to new music, I guess?
I think you got to, what I try to do is I try to mix what I come from and I'm accustomed to with what's going on now, so it always stays fresh. You don't want to seem stale. You don't want to seem, you want to seem current, but still you. So as long as I'm still me and I can still look myself in the mirror, man, I'm just going to keep growing and keep moving forward.
That's what's up, yeah.
What you listening to nowadays besides yourself?
Do you listen to a lot of yourself?
Yeah, I do. Just to nitpick it and be like, okay, I could have did this better, I could have did that better. But
are you shocked when you hear rappers? Because I do want to get to Two's question. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
get that thing on.
But are you shocked when you run? Because I am. Because if it's me on the radio, I'll listen back to I can't stand the sound of my own voice, but I still need to listen to it because you need to make sure your shit's better.
Right.
Are you shocked when you run into people like, nah, man, that was a hit, or that's good, I don't need to listen to it?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't really like listening to myself either, but I listen to it more from a criticism standpoint. Right. You know what I mean? Okay, next time you go in the studio, work on this, do this better. You could have said this a little clearer. I listen to that from that aspect. You know what you say too?
What you listen to? Sorry.
What are you listening to nowadays besides yourself?
Artist-wise?
Yeah,
artist-wise.
Or podcasts, or whatever.
I'm listening to, of course, like me, Ross, those kind of guys, rap-wise. Listen to a lot of old R&B.
Yeah.
Anita Baker. Like I read all over the place. Man. Like I listen to a lot of different stuff in the Earth, Wind, and Fire. It depends on how I'm feeling. I just listen to good music. Whatever connects with me and resonates with me, that's what I listen to.
What's the most random piece of music or artist or group that you thought maybe growing up but has influenced you, maybe in a song, or maybe you went to a producer like, yo, sample, or something like that?
It's crazy. Like I used to see my dad on the weekends, and he would take me back to the crib on Sunday, and he would be playing like all these 70s soul joints and all this like jazz, and I'd be in the car like, man, turn this off. You know what I mean? It's crazy because now, like, with Apple Music and all that kind of stuff, I find myself playing them same joints. Like, you know what I mean? Thinking back, like when I was a kid, or we'd be riding and a rap record might come on, and my dad might be like, what sample is this? And I'd be like, oh, that's the joint Ozzy Brother. You know what I mean? So it's like, just tuning my ear over the years without even knowing it. You know what I mean? It's crazy because now the songs he was playing, the songs I actually listened to, like go out my way, like Will Downing, you know what I mean, Roy Ayers, those kind of artists.
You're talking to this guy. You're talking right now.
No. You know what's crazy though? If you listen to his music, you can hear that influence in his music. Like one of my favorite CDs from him is Twin Towers with Jimmy Wall Street. Yeah. If you listen to that mix CD, you can hear the soul in it. You can hear the soul, and the rest in peace, Jimmy Wall Street.
R.I.P. Jimmy Wall Street.
You know what I mean? But like he said, you could tell he was influenced by like some 70s soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music or whatever. But go ahead.
So, in follow-up question, like with your music, something that always makes me curious is what's your process like? Are you more of a guy who like you hear a beat and something hits you, or do you sit back and write and then find the beat to go with it?
When I was coming up, like early on, I used to have like piles of notebooks. Anybody know me know I used to have piles of notebooks and always be writing. As I really started recording more, like now my process is almost like producers hit me all the time, like on Instagram and stuff. I just send you some beats, check them out. And I don't even like listening to beats unless I'm in the studio. You know what I mean? Because once I'm in the studio, I like to go off the initial vibe of what I hear and go straight to the booth.
Okay.
So I hate like having to recreate a vibe, meaning where I hate like if I'm playing a beat here and I write the verse here and that's how I'm feeling, then I go to the studio next week and I gotta feel like that again. I'd rather just be in the studio here loud and be like, yo, tell the engineer, yo, come on, let's load this up, let's do this. You know what I mean? I just go off how I feel. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, we go to the next joint.
Okay.
So you're not writing no more. It's all off the top now.
Yeah, I mean, for real, bro. I probably ain't wrote a verse in over 10 years.
Wow.
You know what
So
I mean?
it's just coming to you.
Real rap, bro. it's a vibe. You know what I mean? When you saying what you feeling, you ain't really got to think about it too much.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, this is the vibe. It's how it works.
Was that an easy transition going from writing to now just switching it up, now just going off the top of your head?
I think it came from me being in the studio more. Mm-hmm. Because when I was writing, it would be like I might go in the studio once every week or once every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Once I started going to the studio every day, it was just like, you know what I mean? It was like a machine. It was like a training. Right. You know what I mean? So it was almost like the notebook gets eliminated now because just let the beat play. It's more of a process now versus me having to write for a studio session on Sunday through the week. Mm-hmm. I'm in there. I've been in there every day. So it's just, it just come up with time.
Right. So check this, because it only works with somebody like you who's got a catalog and is successful in the game, but I'm sure there's been a time in which you've heard a beat, you thought to yourself, passed on it, and it's hit. I remember Buck Wild, my man Buck Wild, he did Whoa for Black Rob, and he's got a story where Foxy heard it. It was like, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good. It's not a good track.
And
then Rob gets it, it's a hit, and Puff makes it up. So maybe not to that level, but I'm sure as many hits as you've had, I'm sure you've probably passed up one or two.
Yeah. It's crazy. I done passed up on some joints, and I done had some beats first, and then heard them on other people's albums.
Wow.
Like, like me and Ross and had the same joints a lot of times, a couple people, but sometimes everything is about how it hits you. Mm-hmm. So I could play a beat for you, and you could be like, but then I could play a beat for him, and he'd come up with a crazy idea for him to go. So, you know what I mean? You miss some, and sometimes you don't, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think every artist has been through that. A producer get with you, and they tell you, I'm telling you, this the one, and you're like, I'll go to the next one. And then you hear somebody's album, they be like, I told you that was the one, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? That's how the game goes sometimes.